What's up, Raider Nation YouTube? My name's JM Raider, and I'm here to bring you guys a video. And this season is finally over. It was another disappointing season. So much hype in this season. People saying that we're a playoff contender, we can do great things, and then they gave us this performance. Being blown out a lot of games this year, but being close in a lot of them, which made them a little competitive, but couldn't hold on to victories. And that's what's wrong. We need someone or somebody, something culturalize, a coach, a player, who will help this team finish games or finish a season. We're not going to win games, go to playoffs if we can't go on winning streaks. And that's the problem with this Raiders team, is one day, one game, the offense shows up, defense doesn't. Defense shows up, offense doesn't. But once they both show up, look at how they can play. Special teams, when they show up, they play amazing, but then the following weeks, they don't play too well. And that's what gets annoying. Next year, the schedules came out for next season, and I see a lot of good games, good challenges for Oakland. There's a lot of tough ones too. There's like six really tough ones, guys. Especially our rivals, Denver, Kansas City, San Diego. Those are always tough games, especially Denver, who completely annihilated us again. But if we can be competitive, we can actually do something with this schedule. This defense needs to get a lot of young help. We have a lot of veterans, but those veterans are very, very slow. So they cannot do things that you want to see. Khalil Mack, he showed up this year. He did great this year. Had a great rookie year. And a lot of people are saying he deserves defensive rookie, which I'm not complaining, because he's a really good young guy. Keith McGill, for scoring that touchdown. He showed promise. The problem I don't like about Keith McGill, though, is he's not really good with coverage. He gets blown out a few times, but that's acceptable. That's going to happen. But onto the schedule. They came out with, they don't have time dates yet, so they just have the home opponents and then away opponents. We already know who the rivals are, so I won't even say them. But the first one intrigues me. It's Baltimore. I don't know. Usually that game's probably towards like the middle of the season or probably towards the end. I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore's towards the end. But then Cincinnati. There's two playoff teams right there who are pretty good. They're young. They hit hard. They play fast, which is Oakland's weakness. The Jets, who we can beat. The Jets, they don't really scare me on the schedule. Now, this is our toughest opponent, Green Bay. But they're away. Remember that. Green Bay does not play good on the road. Never has. Especially Aaron Rodgers. And we can probably take advantage of that. And then this game I'm getting really interested in, the Vikings. Now, the Vikings and Raiders will be a good game because it could probably settle the debate on who's the better quarterback, Derek Carr or Teddy Bridgewater. And The only thing we need to focus on is not letting Teddy Bridgewater out of the pocket. We can't let that happen, but we'll see. And now it's the away teams. We play Cleveland. Don't know who's going to start there. Probably going to start Johnny Manziel, and hopefully we dismantle him. Pittsburgh, which I like that game. That game's always fun, and we're on a really good winning streak against these guys. Then the Titans. Titans will be probably a good game. I don't see Tennessee doing anything next year. They still have a lot of things to work on. Chicago Bears that'll be a good game. Always is. Good defenses going against each other. And then the last is the Detroit Lions. So there's pretty much like 6 playoff teams in our schedule this year. And I don't really mind that schedule. It's not that bad as bad as a schedule as it was this year, because practically everyone that we played had a winning record, besides 2 teams. And now I want to get into who I think can help us be competitive next year and help us get victories. And Tony Sparano, no disrespect. Yeah, players answer him very well, but he's not head coach material in my mind. He doesn't make those decisions tough decisions that normal head coaches should make. And I don't like that. We need a coach who will take those tough decisions and use them to his advantage. And there's one coach who takes a lot and big chances, and not many people want him on the team because of what he did and how his record speaks for 2 years. But he's a good coach, and I want to see Rex Ryan as our head coach. I know a lot of people do not want to see him on the sidelines, but why not? He has a great defensive mind, which can help our young guys, and he has a good coaching mind. He's a good head coach. Just that Jets organization fell apart. They started sucking when they got that owner. That owner completely drove them to literally nothing. And Rex Ryan, I see right now, is probably our best option that we can try and go for. I don't see why we are not going for him. I think we should go for him. But a lot of people are pointing towards Del Rio, which, alright, sure, whatever. But I really want to see Rex Ryan as Oakland's head coach next year. Keep Tony Sparano, though. Keep him as the assistant coach. Probably just keep him as the offensive lineman coach, because that's what he was. And we'll see what he does. Offensive coordinator, we'll see what happens there. Get Greg Olsen out. He'll most likely not be there. So we'll probably go after Hugh Jackson and for offensive coordinator, which I won't be that upset about either. Now, defensive coordinator, I don't know, because we already have Rex Ryan, who is a great defensive mind. So, but we also need a good defensive coordinator. And there's one good person who is saying that Oakland is trying to go after for defensive coordinator, and that's Seattle Seahawks defensive coordinator. I forgot his name. If you guys know his name, please put it in the comments below. I can't think of his name right now. But the Seattle Seahawks defense coordinator might not be there. And granted, seeing what he's done with Seattle's defense and putting those Seattle, whatever that guy's name is, I keep forgetting, and Rex Ryan together, just imagine that defense. That defense will be mean and fast and hit hard. Look at what he did with Seattle. Seattle has a great young defense. Now, if we can get some young guys, because we'll have Wisniewski, he's out. He's gone. Because he's money hungry, basically. And no one's going to want that. Especially Oakland. So Oakland he'll be out. He'll be out the doors, which gives us more room in the cap space for off season, which could be $80 million, which is really nice. We can get a lot of big name players. Some people want Ndamukong Suh. Listen, he's a good player, but he causes way too much drama. We don't need that. We do not need drama. Find someone else that will be in the defense. Just not him. I don't like him. I never have liked him, but he's a good... Don't get me wrong, he's a good player. He's just way too dirty. Yeah, it will give us that mean streak again, but I don't like how he plays. He doesn't play football the way people should. He's just a dirty player, and he causes way too much penalties that Oakland does not need, because we already handle a lot with refs, and just having Ndamukong Suh will put a huge target on Oakland's back. So, we'll see what happens. Oakland currently they definitely do have the 4th pick in the draft. And there's a good chance that we can pick up a good offensive player or a defensive player. But I would not be surprised if they trade that pick away for extra picks. But I want to see them go after Amari Cooper or USC defensive end Leonard. He's a beast. Okay, put him on the defensive line. That defensive line is a strong unit right there. We're probably going to keep Justin Tuck and Antonio Smith. Lamar Woodley will be gone. Maurice Jones-Drew will be gone. Charles Woodson would probably come back. We'll see. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that we have a pretty decent schedule for next year. We have a lot of options at head coach, and this offseason is going to be nuts, and it's going to be really good, especially with the draft and free agency and how much money Oakland has and who they can potentially pick up. So if we can't get Amari Cooper or a good receiver, I'm pretty sure we can try and get one for free agency. But that will be the end of this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel, and go Raiders.